So recently we decided to set up an Airbnb with a duplex that I've actually had for over 30 years. Originally it was a rental property, so I thought, well, why not let's come in here, do a complete remodel on the inside and the outside and put it on the B&B market and just see what happens. So I have Rachel with me today. Rachel Wright is the person that's in charge of business development for my companies, and she and I took a look at this project, and she's really been spearheading getting it online and getting it up and going, and exactly what we need to do to have supplies on the inside, where we need to have in the kitchen, the bathroom, for people to come in here and basically live here for either one night or 7 nights or whatever they want to do. So Rachel, when you were looking at different B&Bs in the area, what did you find? What was on the market in our area?
So mostly in our area, there was several cabins. There was some that just housed just a very small family. There wasn't a ton that could house more than probably 8 or 10 people. So with ours, you can house 12 on each side.
Yeah, and I noticed the same thing. So in a B&B market, I think if you're interested in getting into that business, the very first step is to say, what's our competition look like? And are there any gaps? So I found the same thing online. I found very nice B&Bs in our area, but a lot of them were cabins or older places that are unique. And I think if you're looking for something in that marketplace, then that's great. If you want an older house to stay in or cabin to stay in. But I didn't see anything modern, did you?
No, no.
So there was a tremendous gap there with a modern, up-to-date home. So tell us a little bit about what we did here. What were some of the things that we did to make this nice for people that wanted to stay in a more modern?
Yeah, so you went in, gutted everything, started from the bottom and worked up. New flooring, new furniture. Both sides are equipped with enough room to sleep 12, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Upstairs and downstairs have big flat screen TVs, skee ball machine, foosball, just kind of multiple things that can hit a whole family. We also added a gazebo outside, a fire pit, and a walking trail down to the Licking River. Yeah,
and as far as when you walk into this, you do get a feeling like you're walking into a brand new home, don't you?
Absolutely, yep. It's brand new flooring, new furniture, new appliances, new everything.
Yeah, and the decor is very modern. The color schemes are very modern.
Yep.
You mentioned also what we have done outside. So we put in a nice size gazebo for whoever wants to use it.
Yep.
Again, this being a duplex, we're going to have 2 families here, 2 groups of individuals at the same time a lot of times. So they'll have shared services or shared areas outside, but there's enough room that we can fit,
absolutely.
fit everybody. So the gazebo, we went ahead and just poured a concrete slab. And bought a metal gazebo that we put together, bolted it down to the concrete, so it's there to stay
it's
for
not
a long
going anywhere.
time. Yeah. The campsite, we have a little gravel walkway to get down to it. It sits right on the Licking River. So that's something else that if you have a B&B, do you have anything specifically on your property that is a highlight or that you can actually highlight? So on this property, it butts up to the river, but there really wasn't anything going down to the river while it was a rental property. Changing it to a B&B, we said, well, why not? Let's make a little walking trail down to the river and put a campsite down there and put a grill down there, type of grill that you would see at a state park.
And a picnic table.
So if somebody wants to come in, we have charcoal available in the garage. They can go down there and start up a fire in the grill and cook hot dogs or steaks or hamburgers or whatever down there and actually sit there and watch the river go by. It's kind of a cool thing. So again, going back to your interest in a B&B, if you want to set one up and you don't have a piece of property, then maybe look for a home out there. And if you're handy with doing remodels, that's a perfect situation. So I think step one, we've already talked about, get on the internet, AirBNB, Vrbo, those sites, and see what's in your area. And also, you may go to the calendar and try to book and see what the availability is.
Right.
There are also websites out there that will tell you what the availability is across the board, so you can check those out as well. So if you find a piece of property that's kind of unique that you think, okay, there's a need here in the area, so let's go ahead and pick this piece of property up and remodel it. If you're handy, then that's the best way to do it. In our case, we were busy with a lot of different projects.
Right.
So we actually had a construction company come in and do the complete remodel.
Yep.
We got it on their schedule pretty early, so they're able to come in and really get almost everything done within 3 months. Again, complete remodel. It used to have a gravel driveway. We put in a blacktop driveway. We redid the landscaping on the outside. So again, it looks like a new home. If you can do that yourself, you're going to save a ton of money. I hope you're enjoying this video. You know, I've been in business for over 35 years now, doing multiple different businesses, different industries, thousands of employees over that time, millions of dollars, you know, the stuff you hear from everybody. But I wanted to let you know that over that time frame, I've had challenges like you wouldn't believe that I've had to work through. And I decided to put together a masterclass, a free masterclass called 3 Powerful Ways to Recession-Proof Your Business and Thrive in Any Economy. I mean, wouldn't that be nice to make your business so strong that it really doesn't matter what happens to the economy? You're going to not just survive, but you're going to thrive. I have all kinds of stories and all kinds of examples that I want to give you for free of things that I did over that time frame to make my business great and get it to the point where it was super solid. All you have to do is go to americanbusinessheroes.com/masterclass and sign up. It's absolutely free. Again, americanbusinessheroes.com/masterclass. We'll see you there. We're going to have a lot of fun talking about it. So when we got all the work done as far as the remodel, which was one thing, but let me tell you, to get the new furniture in here and get it all put together and ready to go was quite the task.
It is, yes.
So if you have a lot of time, you can do it yourself and save money. We had other staff that we called in on this project.
Yep.
And I guess at one time we probably had maybe 6 people working.
Yep.
To put furniture together, to get decor put together, to hang stuff on the walls, set all that up. So at the point we had everything set up, the next thing was to do what?
So the next thing we did was take pictures. That way we can advertise what we're offering. Once you have your pictures, then we kind of worked together and came up with a description, what we were offering, what we were close to location-wise, to try to draw people to this area, and then you get them listed on the websites.
Yeah, so we kind of started with AirBNB.
Yep.
Got it all set up there, and then where did we go from there?
Then we went to Vrbo. So once we got everything situated on both of those sites, then we actually went on booking.com also, and we've surprisingly booked several on booking.com.
Yeah, and then after booking.com was?
Then we did TripAdvisor.
TripAdvisor.
Yep, and that's we're listed on all 4 of those right now.
And we've had bookings on all 4.
Correct.
At the time of this video, it's only been on those sites for about 21 days.
Yep,
about
right
3
at about
weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, and doing well. We've already gotten 50 nights booked on those sites. But the thing that I found surprising was I thought maybe AirBNB would be the primary source for all the bookings. Mm-hmm. But we've actually seen the others kind of do more than AirBNB.
Yeah, we have. Both Vrbo and booking.com, they've been our biggest. We've had a few bookings from AirBNB, but it really seems like Vrbo has been our most successful thus far.
Yeah, and the point here is that when you get your B&B ready, make sure you get it on all the sites, not just 1 or 2, but every site that does that type of a booking, because you will get that interest from different people. People have different websites that they want to look at,
right.
Ones that they're more comfortable
Correct.
with, and ones that they've used in the past. So those are the ones that are going to get used.
Right, yep.
The other thing that we have to be concerned about was linking up the calendars, right? So we don't have double bookings.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that process.
So each website has an option to import and export calendars. So anytime that you have the same listing on multiple sites, you have to import and export those calendars. Basically meaning that if somebody books on Verbo, it will block those dates on the other sites. That way you don't have to worry about any double booking. It automatically does that for you. They sync the calendars. It updates every so often. I think it's once every 3 or 4 minutes. It updates. And once they're updated, it's blocked off. And then that way nobody can go in and rebook that same time frame on another site.
Now there are also some apps and some websites that you can use to manage your business. If you have a lot of B&Bs that are set up, you can bring them all into one website and see what's going on at the different sites. Our situation doesn't call for that yet, so we're good with what we're doing, which is just taking a look and managing them on the different booking sites. One of the other things that we did that I don't think I'll do another without doing this is the locking system on the front door. We use the Yale lock that hooks up to your Wi-Fi. You put an app on your phone and you can have it set up on AirBNB where it gives the guests an automatic access code.
Yes.
That initiates on the day that they move in.
Correct.
And deactivates automatically when they move out.
Yep.
That's been great. Wish that all the sites were set up that way, but they're not, right?
Yeah, they're not, but it has not been very difficult. Basically, you just take a guest, their name, their number. You can set in advance. You can set from the time they check in to the time they check out. They will text, the Yale lock system will text the code to the guest themselves. So I go in, set up the code, it sends it. And then they have it in advance, and like I said, it comes on right at their check-in time, and it deactivates right at their checkout time. So once that code is sent to them, it's pretty easy on our part. We just make sure check in, make sure that their code worked, make sure that they're we're able to get in, and then that's all you got to do.
Yeah, so they can use just the keypad to check in or open a door.
Correct.
Or if they wanted, they could download the app.
Yeah, they have the availability to download the app, input their code, and then their app would just lock it or unlock it for the time being that they are staying.
Yeah, and that's been great to deal with. I just don't like using keys myself.
Right. Well, and then that cuts down on actually having to meet them to give them the key. Sometimes schedules don't line up. They want to check in maybe a little bit later than our normal check-in time, and they have the availability to do that now.
Another thing that you have to be aware of course, is that when somebody checks out, you have to have somebody that comes in and cleans. That can be you, or there are other cleaning services as well, and you can use those cleaning services. Of course, any of the fees you can set up on the websites, like cleaning fees or other fees that you can set up and manage those charges yourself. In our situation, we're using a service to come in and clean. We're also using a laundry service, right?
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about what they're doing
Yeah,
there.
so when the people check out, we ask that they put all of their linens, towels, sheets, bedding in laundry bags. So that's already done when our cleaning service gets here. Our cleaning service actually transports the used linens to the laundry service. We always have a second set of everything so that when she does the flip, she cleans, she puts the new washed set on, and then the old are taken to the laundry service. They clean them, and then we just arrange pickup, and it's just a rotating cycle.
Yeah, we actually didn't buy the towels or the sheets or anything, right? That comes from the laundry service?
Yes, it is through the laundry service, and they are rented basically.
Yeah, so that's been terrific to deal with and not have to manage that inventory, so to speak.
Correct, and we don't have to worry about making sure that the linens are washed before the new guests arrive, because we have a lot of same day flips. So somebody checks out at 11, the next people are here to check in at 4, sometimes even 3. So it's nice to have a second set. You can put fresh, clean ones on, take the old ones out, and you're done.
Yeah. Now, talking about pricing, We looked at the competition to see what other people were pricing. In my pricing structures with different businesses, I am not a fan of being the cheapest out there. I don't, to me, that's when you don't have any marketing ability, when you don't have any creative thought, you just have to go to the cheapest.
Right.
We're the cheapest, so pick us, and I just don't want to do that.
Correct.
So when you look at the pricing, you want to be in the ballpark.
Right.
But then you also want to take a look to see what can you do to price yours a little bit higher to make more money, but you're providing enough of a value that you're going to be the choice.
Right.
So I think with what we have here in this location, I think the modern appeal to the people coming in would be one thing that we can have a little bit better price on.
Right.
And the other thing is you just have to be aware of the changes and how things are booking.
Right.
Now, some of the sites have dynamic pricing available. In other words, as things get booked, the prices go up automatically.
Right.
Or you can manually set those prices.
Correct.
So the thing to do is just be fully aware of what's going on and be on top of that.
Yep.
If you want to take a look at the dynamic pricing that's available on there and play around with that, you can, or just be aware of what's going on in your marketplace and price accordingly. I think obviously a weekend stay justifies a higher price than a weekday stay.
Yep.
Also, do you have anything going on in your area where you know that people are going to be in? So we have a festival in our area that occurs every October, and we're going to be aware of that and price it accordingly because there's going to be a high demand
Correct.
during that weekend, and you can justify a higher price, obviously. So do you have any summer festivals? Do you have anything else going on in your area that there's just automatically a large group of people that come in? So price it accordingly for those times. In the winter times, it might be, justifiable to lower your price a little bit to get more traffic in. So you want to have traffic, but you also want to make sure that if you can provide more value, that you do so and justify that with a higher price. And then just like us, we're going to go through this process and we're going to have people coming and going, and we'll end up learning a little bit something from each one, I'm sure.
Yep. Yep.
And one of the things that we've done just to kind of play around with is that we have a little canvas print that's a free gift, when they come in, something a little something they don't expect.
Right.
But they get a canvas print. We're located in Kentucky, so the canvas prints have a Kentucky theme to them.
Yep.
And it's just our little token of our appreciation for coming in.
Yep.
So get creative. That's the thing. And if you're not a creative person, just go out and look. Go out and search the AirBNB, the Verbos, and see what's out there and say, hey, I can do the same thing, so won't we add that to it? We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to learn from one to the next and see how we can improve and tweak out a few more dollars here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so yeah, if you're interested in the B&B business, we hope that this video helped you, and we hope that you have a successful venture. Thanks. And thanks, Rachel, for being here and talking.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.